What is up, guys? Almighty Dezus back again with another crazy story. This crazy story is going to be about the one time I tripped shrooms and it went bad for me. I had a bad trip. And it was my first bad trip ever. But yeah, let's get right into it. So one day my friend got a whole like ounce of shrooms and he's like, yo bro, I got these shrooms, come take them with me. I was like, man, I forgot what I was doing that night, but I couldn't trip that night. But I was like, man, save me a half because I wanted to, to sell some. That was my plan. Sell some so I could end up taking them for free so it wouldn't cost me anything. And I knew a lot of people who really liked shrooms. But he ended up not waiting for me, but he took them that night, didn't do them with me. I mean, I didn't do them with him, sorry guys. And so then the next day, we meet up, I get the shrooms, I go sell a couple eighths, and I have an eighth left. And so I remember I eat this eighth in like a fucking McChicken or some shit. And then my friend, he's like, so what do you want to do? I was like, man, let's go smoke a blunt. So we roll up a blunt, and then we go for a little cut cruise. Like I said in one of my other videos, it's like a country road, we just ride around and get high. So we're just riding around getting high, and then it just kicks in, and at first it was great. Like me and him were talking about like God. We're talking about, like, when you're tripping, you just talk about the dumbest shit, and you think you're so smart and wise. But yeah, so anyways, we were doing that. Then we go to his house, and we're chilling in his bedroom. And I remember he started showing me, like, these crazy trippy videos. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Time or something. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but y'all should Google what is Time. I mean, YouTube it. He's like these puppets. It, like, first starts out as, like, it's a kid's thing. And then it like starts going fucking crazy. I don't know if y'all haven't seen it and trip, watch that while you trip and it'll like fuck you up mentally. I don't know. But so first we're just like watching all these crazy trippy YouTube videos and stuff. And here's where it starts to go bad. So I'm laying down on the bed and he's like, man, let's go do something. And, I'm just laying there on his bed, just like tripping, just like, well, he's in the chair. We're not like laying together, like we ain't gay. But I was just laying on the bed. He was in the chair. And I remember he says these magical words that make my trip bad. He was like, yo, man, you might be, like, sitting there, like, tripping out your mind, like, having the time of your life. But I'm just here, like, kind of, it was, like, 2 hours later, so he wasn't high. He's like, I'm just here sober, just bored. And then it kind of, like, I don't even know what the word is. It clicked in my head, yeah. I was like, damn, dude, that's my friend. Like, that's my friend, fucking Brandon. He shouldn't be sad. He should be having fun right now. So I'm like, dude, oh, okay, and like, it makes me like really like gives a weird vibe in the room. Like I could like sense that he was kind of frustrated with me because all I wanted to do was lay down in his bed and he was just like sitting there bored. Like I could sense it. Like I don't know, it was weird. So I just get this bad vibe and just start thinking about really bad stuff like death and stuff. And I'm like, yo, okay, man, what you want to go do? And he was like, man, I know someone who wants some weed and didn't your coworkers want some bud? And because I had two coworkers who wanted, not some bud, some shrooms. I was like, yeah. So we go downstairs to sell the bud. And I shit you not, I see this dude. And he comes up to me that my friend's like selling bud to. And he's like, yo, man, you remember me? And I shit you not, this guy, the way I remember him is because not like 2 months ago before this happened, I saw him like in a fight. Like while I was selling weed, like he came up on me and like tried to like fight one of my dudes I was selling weed to and like broke a beer bottle and tried to stab him and shit. So man, I didn't know what the fuck he was about to do. So I was like, I'm tripping. He's like, what do you mean I'm tripping? And then my friend like came up there. He's like, oh, he's on shrooms. He's like, oh, okay, I'll just let you trip, man. So I go like just sit down in my own car. Like I sit down in my own passenger seat because I didn't want to drive. So anyways, my friend he sells some of the weed and we start going to my other friend's house. No, my coworker's house. But we were friends too. But anyways, we go to his apartment and they're like two guys with dreads, like two black guys. They kind of look scary. Like I'm not racist, but there are two like scary looking black guys, like straight up thugs. But anyways, so we go in their apartment and they're like arguing about the price of the shrooms like the whole time. And I remember it was like they were arguing about like $10. Like they were trying to sell a quarter for 90. Well, he was trying to sell it for 100, but they wanted it for 90. And then they brought in like a Xanax bar. He's like, well, I'll give you a Xanax bar, 90, and a Xanax bar. He's like, no, give me 90 and 2 Xanax bars. And just in my mind, I was just like, I couldn't believe that they were tripping over like one little pill or $10. I was like, dude, like, what the fuck's wrong with y'all? I remember every time I tried to talk to them, I just couldn't get my words out. Well, like, the thing is, I could get my words out, but I just didn't make any sense. Like, I was tripping so hard. It's like I couldn't even talk right. I was like, yeah, well, yeah, these shrooms are just yeah, man, they make you trip, and yeah, you just see, yeah, like it was just like I knew I wasn't making no sense. And then they wanted to like smoke with us. I was like, no, dude, I just don't like, you know, when you're tripping, you want to be around people you know, not really people you don't. But anyway, so we leave their house, and then while we're on the way to one of my buddy's house to go like smoke, I get a fucking phone call from this dude I sold some of my shrooms to. And the thing is, he took a bunch of Xanax bars right before he ate the shrooms, so it didn't even like affect him. So like he was calling me trying to get his money back and shit. Like, and I just didn't want to argue with him. He's like, yo man, dude, those shit are phony. They don't do anything. And I was like, wait, did you take any Xanax today? Because he was like really badly off on them. He's like, yeah, I took like 3. I was like, that's why you ain't tripping. They cancel out trips. So yeah, so I had to deal with that while tripping, and I was like, god damn. So then we finally get to my other friend's house, and we get into his house, and they're about to smoke. And then at that point, I'm just like, man, I just want to go home. Like I didn't feel like socializing. And it was like a dude I used to be real good friends with, but we kind of like fell off. You know, we weren't really friends like that anymore. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna go home for tonight, and I just fucking left. And it was fucking crazy. And I remember I just got home, and like I was just so happy to be home. I just like laid down in bed and just kept tripping. But then when I was at home, like just like, you know, finally home, I was like, damn man, I wish I was like with my friends, and I wish I could go like hang out with people. I was like, but now they're gonna think I'm weird because I just left for no reason. Like I started like worrying about that. I'm like, shit, they probably won't even want to hang out with me anymore because like I just like left. Like, you know, I was just like worrying about it, just overthinking everything. And I don't know, guys, that was my bad trip story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, please leave a like on the video. Just follow me on oh yeah, subscribe, you know, for more videos. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. It's all Almighty Dezus. But yeah, guys, I'm out of here.